Hey YouTube, it's been some time. It's been a while. I hope that you and your families are well. Hope that everything for you is as well as it can be expected. It's been a heavy period. Lots going on. Obviously, Corona. We started with crazy Corona, and many of us are still dealing with that and the after effects, which are greater than Corona in many respects. The ramifications of that are just huge. And then obviously we've had the George Floyd and the protests and everything. I'm heavy just as I'm even talking about it. It has been so heavy, so heavy. And I just pray that he rests in perfect power and peace, and that his death isn't in vain. Should have never happened. It shouldn't take a death for things to change. But I have to say I have been moved by how unified and solid and strong we have been and others have been in support of equalising, moving us forward, starting to treat us like human beings. And I probably won't say any more about it because I've struggled, really. I have, and I don't... For me, a lot of this isn't up for debate or discussion, so I avoid talking about it because I can just about cope with how me and my family feel about it and everything else that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And those who know because we go through it. So I'll leave that there. And I'll get on to lighter subjects. I hope it's a lighter subject. Sisterlocks. So guys, I've been going for 6 months now, and as you can see, I am a hot diggity mess. Like, here in the UK, in one of my other videos, I said that, you know, we in some cases, we won't get to see our consultant for 6 months. By the time I see my consultant, it will be 5 months, guys, 5 months. So I had my last retie in February, and I'm not going to get to see my consultant again until the 5th of July, because here in the UK, hairdressers, beauty salons, anything to do with touch is not allowed to reopen until the 4th of July. And my consultant is professional, she's good. So I know some people in the UK have restarted their Sisterlocks pieces, but it wasn't worth the risk to me, and it wasn't worth the risk to her. Not that I asked her, but she to do it, you know, I would never ask her to break the rules. But I was really lucky to get in there on the 5th, and I cannot wait because it's a jungle. So I have been doing some self-retying, but listen, it's not for me. I was always honest about that. It's not for me. And I didn't really need this to tell me that, but I probably needed it to appreciate the craft even more. Just, you know, make of it what you will. And the challenge, the issue has been exacerbated for me because I wash my hair so frequently. So I've been washing at least once a week, sometimes more frequently than that, maybe every 5 to 6 days, because my scalp psoriasis went nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's much worse this time than it was last time, and it's really confused me. I thought it was the weather, I thought it was this, I thought it was that. But guys, I had to get serious. I had to actually bring in medication. Now, I've probably spoken about this before. Betnavet scalp applicator. It is a very strong smelling... Can you get in there? I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I don't know why I'm doing that. This is the important bit. Very strong smelling, because I think it has, I don't know what's in it actually, but very strong smelling, and very strong in important in terms of its use. Steroid. It's a clear liquid, so it's like water, looks like water. So it doesn't cause any build-up. Perfect for Sisterlocks. It's got this little nozzle, as you can see, that you take off and you put in places and then you rub it in. So no build-up or anything like that, and it works. What I have done is I've done it properly. So I've had this for years, but I have never used it properly. I've had, as in it was prescribed for me years ago. Never used it properly. I use it every now and then when I have a problem. Don't pay much attention to how I use it or the results. This time I had to get serious. So how I've been using it is once in the morning and once in the night. Apply it lightly in the areas that were causing me issue and then rub it in. And what I noticed after day 1, day 2 was that the itching stopped, because I itch non-stop every day, all day. Like there's something under my skin, and that creates flakes and they just all my head just always inflamed and bleeding and painful, awful. I was just thinking, I'm not going to make it this time with these Sisterlocks, because the scalp psoriasis is going to get them off. I'm going to have to shave my hair off. It was ridiculous. But yeah, after day 2, I stopped itching. I got it last Tuesday, and I washed my hair this Sunday. So after applying it from Tuesday, I washed my hair on Sunday, and that's because I had flakes, you know, from previously itching. Washed it, and I changed tack, and I stopped applying it every day, night and day, and I started applying it when I felt an itch. So if I felt an itch over here, I would put a bit on here and rub it in and leave it. And that seems to be working for me. So completely clear scalp now. You won't be able to see it because it's just a jungle. You can't see anything, but completely clear, and I do not itch. You know, now that I'm not itching, I realise how much I did itch. My hands were always in my hair. If you watch one of my older videos, you'll see that I'm itching. It's just, it was really, really bad. So this has done the job for me. Now, as I've said, I've reduced my usage now, and I'm only focusing on areas as and when. And to be honest with you, so I'm not applying it every day anymore because it has cleared my scalp. I am just using it if I get an itch. And even then I'll start to slow down, because you don't want to be using this kind of thing for too long. It's strong. But it's done the job, and I wish I'd have thought of it and got serious about it a while ago, because I would have saved myself from having to do so much washing of the scalp. I would say that this is quite drying as well. And one of the side effects that I read about is that it can make your hair a lot thicker. And I've already got quite thick hair. So have a look. I got this from my doctor. If you are struggling, well, actually, look, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Go and speak to your doctor. But the medicated shampoo wasn't doing it for me. And I was really lucky that I remembered this and it works for me. And so that's what I've gone with. It's done the job. The other thing that I've been doing, that I did before I started with this, and I can't give this any credit actually, because I'm not sure that it was behind anything, but I started spraying with lavender water. Now, I got this from Amazon. And it was more expensive than rose water, and it's only, how many mils is this? 100 mils. But I thought, I'm going to move away from rose water. I mean, I'm not a fan of rose water on my hair and my scalp. It doesn't do anything for me. It does for my daughters. So we've got very different hair, or fairly different hair textures, and obviously very different scalps. Her scalp is healthy and fine, and rose water works wonderfully for her, but it wasn't for me. It was a bit strong and it was a bit stingy. So I got lavender water, because I do like lavender. I do agree with lavender. And I started using this, but it certainly wasn't clearing up my scalp in the way that I had hoped it might. Aloe vera juice I absolutely love, and as I've said, I use that in my misting bottle when I have a misting bottle. I don't at the moment because I'm using the lavender, but I use that in my misting bottle, and that normally keeps things under control, but things had gone too far, way too far. The other thing that I discovered and I absolutely love, these things are expensive though, you know, and this is tiny. How big is this? How big is this? God, I don't know. Aloe vera, oh, you can see from my fingers, aloe vera oil. Aloe vera oil. So I normally use jojoba or sweet almond oil on my scalp. Well, I say my scalp. I haven't been using anything on my scalp because of the state of it. But when I was and I thought it was dry, I would ordinarily use one of those oils. But I came across aloe vera oil, and I love aloe vera. I believe in it for so many things, so I bought it. And I've actually been using it on my daughter's scalp. My daughter's scalp isn't dry, but her hair gets quite dry. And I know with Sisterlocks, they tell you not to do this and not to do that. And I'm not saying to anyone that they should break the rules. Do what you're comfortable with, obviously. But for me, my daughter's hair was too dry. I spoke to my consultant and she said I could use a light oil on her scalp. And because I like aloe vera so much, I thought I'm going to give this a go. And that seems to be doing the trick. So I probably massage some of this lightly into her scalp maybe once a week or so. That with the rose water seems to keep my daughter's locks fairly hydrated and soft, because they weren't. I don't know why. My hair's quite soft, but my daughter's weren't. I don't know why that was. So that's what we've been using. So they've been my little arsenal. And I say this on all my videos. It's not until I got Sisterlocks that I actually started to take an interest in products, natural products, albeit, apart from this serious steroid cream, but natural products, really. And I never had all this stuff. I never knew anything about the oils and the essential oils. But less is definitely more. Natural's good. And I do believe you've got to figure out what works for you. And I think I'm there now. You know, this is the first time my scalp has cleared. This is the first time that I have not had any itching. We're on Wednesday now. Washed it on Sunday, we're on Wednesday. And by now I'd be kind of starting to itch. By Friday I'd be climbing the walls, you know. So it seems to be on track. I hope this helps anybody else. You know, I am always looking for things on Sisterlocks. I'm always looking for things on scalp psoriasis conditions. I've seen loads of videos, and you know, what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. I had to go down the medicated route. I thought about at times posting a video, because you know there's a massive audience for that kind of stuff, yeah? You know there's a massive audience for people who like to see you pick your scalp and all this lot. And trust me, mine was awful. For people that like that stuff, they would have enjoyed it. But I just can't bring myself to do it. I want to, because I suppose it's educational and helpful. But now that it's cleared, there's nothing to show. There's nothing to tell. But I did want to, because so many of us suffer and struggle with our scalps. But yeah, this has sorted me out. This has sorted me out. And going forward, as and when I have any kind of, if my scalp starts to feel dry once I get over this, because it is very drying, then I'll just rub some of this on to loosen it up. Very sparingly, I'll rub it on my scalp. But otherwise, my Sisterlocks are doing lovely, looking dry, because they definitely need a retie, but they're not particularly dry. Not at all. Not at all. So still loving the journey. Very happy that I've found some relief. And looking forward to seeing my consultant on the 5th. I hope, pray that you guys are all well. Look after yourselves, take care of yourselves, protect your inner peace. Peace out.